everyone, my name is Crystal Fox, and for my change project, I would like to propose centralizing recruitment and marketing at the University of Colorado, Denver. For this presentation, I will discuss the proposed change, the determined need, and the pros and cons for changing. I will then review how the change can be made possible using the Cotter model. The Cotter model is a change strategy typically implemented by organizational leadership and therefore the best change management model for this proposal. It includes 8 steps, such as creating a sense of urgency, building a guiding coalition, forming strategic vision and initiatives, enlisting a volunteer army, generating short term wins, and then instituting change. Additionally, I'll review the plan of action, what resources are needed to make this happen, and desired results. Lastly, I'll provide a short reflection and an overview of this change proposal. So, what's your marketing strategy? This is a question that is asked a lot at the University of Colorado, Denver, but nobody seems to have a clear idea what their strategy is or if it's working. At the university, there are several marketing and recruitment offices using different software systems. For example, the 1 year MBA department handles all marketing and recruitment for the 1 year program only, whereas, for example, the business analytics department manages their own recruitment. So within the same school, they are using two different software systems to manage their letters, workflows, events, and emails. There's no collaboration or sharing of materials, campaign success, lead data, customer data, or trend information. Continuing to do business in this way can be costly for schools and colleges and for the university as a whole. As students expect to receive more personalized engagement, not having a centralized office using a single system risks losing trend data, deeper engagement, and ultimately the prospective student altogether. Therefore, I propose creating a centralized office that will handle all recruitment and marketing for all schools and colleges. Using one platform, this office will work with schools and colleges to develop their emails and marketing strategies. By bringing everything into one space, the messages and branding will be consistent, the data that is collected can help identify trends, and based on what information is collected, could lead to more targeted content, thus engaging deeper with prospective students. Additionally, this office will have a call center to manage incoming inquiries from students interested in a particular program. The data gathered from the interaction with the prospective student will help the recruitment team identify trends and eventually help with the creation of more personalized messages. Prospective students want messages that are going to be relevant to them. Currently, it's difficult to know what messages are sent, how many, and whether the campaigns are working. A centralized office will have more access to prospective student data and therefore will be able to identify trends and analyze their attributes so marketing campaigns can be more targeted. Ideally, this would lead to higher conversion rates and then higher enrollments. Today, enrollments are gradually going down, so it's imperative that we create a centralized marketing and recruitment office to focus on email marketing that will actually have a real impact. Currently, messages are sent from one department, and it's possible the same message or a similar message is sent from another department. There is duplication of effort. There are several marketing platforms costing thousands of dollars for each office. Sharing the data or best practices is non existent, so what is working or what is not working is completely unknown. Bringing all these efforts into one space will control branding, bring data into one space, alleviate redundant work, save money, and bring enrollments up because this office will be able to focus and effectively create targeted structured messaging. Although centralizing marketing and recruitment seems like the best path, it is important to review briefly what are the attributes of a centralized marketing office versus a decentralized marketing office, which is what we currently have today. Centralizing our marketing and recruitment office essentially means there will be a consistent strategy with consistent messaging, branding, templates, and workflows. Automation will be easier to develop, especially when it is configured in a single platform. Additionally, business processes, marketing jargon, and reporting will be automated and standardized on this platform. In comparison, a decentralized office means each school or college will create their own campaigns, which may be handled by staff who are not trained in recruiting or marketing. Each office will have will also have to maintain their own marketing platforms, thus leaving it up to individual offices to create their own marketing jargon, rules, standards that will not be in line with other marketing offices, therefore making it more challenging to compare data, reports, trends, or best practices. A decentralized marketing recruitment strategy has been the norm at the University of Colorado Denver for some time now. Therefore, changing this will require an organizational top down initiative. The Cotter change management model works best for these types of organizational changes. There are eight steps to Cotter's change management model. First, create a sense of urgency by communicating the importance of acting quickly. Then, build a guiding coalition of point people who can guide the future volunteer army. Form a strategic plan, enlist in a volunteer army, enable this office to act without barriers. Then it's important to keep momentum with short term wins while continuing to sustain excitement and acceleration of the business unit's core mission. And finally, once all the previous steps have been followed and proven successful, institute change. So, step one, create a sense of urgency. This can be accomplished by communicating the importance of taking action now. And for this initiative, it's important that action is taken soon because enrollments are steadily declining and the revenue of the university is uncertain. So it's time to find ways to save money. Centralizing recruitment and marketing will save the business units and the university money by only having one marketing software system and by reducing duplication of work. Additionally, this office will be able to focus on finding the best ways to improve enrollments using data collected from prospective students and developing strategies that will have reportable results. Once a sense of urgency has been established and accepted by organizational leaders, the next step is to build a guiding coalition. So, for example, at this point, it's imperative to gain the support of deans, directors, advisors, recruiters, admissions, and technology staff. So, once they have bought into the new directive, those chosen leaders will guide the future volunteer army, who will then help sustain the momentum and success of the new initiative. In this case, deans and directors need to be informed, but leaders from current recruitment, admissions, advising, and technology offices will be identified to help guide the mission, guide the vision, and the volunteer army. Next step in Cotter's change management model is establishing the vision. Forming a strategic plan and then creating steps to make this change a reality is one of the most important steps in Cotter's model. Leaders from multiple backgrounds and offices will need to work together and, for example, decide what software should be used. What is the timeline for the transition? How many staff members should be hired? What should the organizational chart look like? What is their budget going to be? And where are they going to be located? For this particular initiative, the timeline should be somewhere between 12 and 15 months to fully transition to a centralized office. Within that time frame, several things need to happen. 6 to 7 recruitment staff, 1 technology staff, and 1 director need to be hired. Additionally, a marketing software tool needs to be chosen and immediately developed. Once the marketing tool is ready to collect data, then an additional 5 to 6 student workers should be hired for the prospective student call center. All while strategic plans and steps are being created, leaders will continue to reach out to as many business units as they can to provide information about the new initiative and offer ways in which they can partner at the ground level. This is what is called enlisting the volunteer army. After staff have been transferred or hired into the new central office, it will be imperative that they manage it on their own without interference from leadership. Therefore, they will have control over the policies, procedures, and structure of the marketing tool. In order for change to be successful, it's important to remove barriers, which then will enable action. Additionally, the call center will be empowered to provide accurate and supportive information to future students. The director of the newly formed office will be able to decide structure, communication techniques, and policies around the collection of data. The sixth step of Cotter's management change model is to generate short-term wins. Specifically for this project, the first one is establishing the central office and getting campus buy-in. The second win is providing accurate data and reports showing where recruiting and marketing are working. Then the next win is to continue to get additional support from campus partners, and the ultimate goal and win is to show better enrollment numbers and how the focused efforts of a central recruitment and marketing office made this happen. The next step is to sustain acceleration. After further development, the team will have built out a streamlined marketing system that can collect data, create reports from that data, and can be mass communicated to the campus partners. Then the team will evaluate its findings and build from this information to develop new messages, new ways to reach prospect students. This office will always be updating, reimagining new ways to reach future students. The final step to Cotter's management change model is instituting change. This is when everyone is on board and the change has been embraced. Once the work done by this office shows that enrollment numbers are climbing, and we would expect to see this after year 2, then I believe schools and colleges that may have been on the fence will recognize the importance of this newly formed office. So now that we know what steps need to occur once the Cotter method of management is applied, what is the current plan of action? What resources are needed to make this happen? And lastly, what are the desired results? The first step is to work with leadership to begin expressing the urgency of this change. Begin discussions with deans and directors and other business units to get them on board. Hire a director to begin the process of transferring recruitment staff to a centralized office and/or hire others from outside. Create policies, decisions on structure, and research best practices. Decide what software to use. Begin configuring the marketing software and integrate with other systems. Hire staff for the call center to collect more data. As far as resources needed, this project will first need the support of dedicated guiding coalition staff members to help drive this project forward. Then financially, at least $750,000 annually for 7 staff members, 1 technology staff member, and 1 director, about $100,000 annually for marketing software, an annual budget of about $500,000 for events, cost of space, advertising, equipment. This amount would need to go up about 5% annually, and then another $100,000 for central call center staff, and this also would need to annually go up at least 2%. Finally, the desired result of this project is to create a centralized recruitment and marketing office to save the schools and colleges lots of money by having one office with 6 to 7 full-time staff members who will focus on creating marketing events and participating events for the programs that are in their portfolios. This core staff will collaborate on projects, strategically develop consistently branded messages, and work to bring more students to the university. Additionally, there will be 6 to 7 part-time work studies to answer questions from prospective students interested in the university. The core staff and students will use one software system to collect inquiry data, event registration, and leads. This information will be collected consistently and will be used to drive the overall recruitment and marketing efforts. This team will be able to see what works or doesn't work and make adjustments. Ideally, their efforts will mean more students are coming to the university, more money is saved, and schools and colleges are focusing on their retention efforts and less on recruitment efforts. Now to reflect on what this project will mean. Unfortunately, centralizing does mean some staff will be let go. Since there are likely close to 50 or more recruitment and marketing staff spread across 6 different schools and colleges on the Denver campus. Although those staff will be let go, leadership in all other schools and colleges will see immediately where marketing and recruitment efforts work and where they don't. This group will focus on efficiency, consistency, and real growth. The work that they do will bring more students to the university and rise their enrollment numbers, which has been steadily going down over the past 5 years. By bringing more students to the university, eventually this office could be doubled so that it can handle additional marketing efforts. Overall, choosing to centralize these efforts may mean letting go of some staff, but ultimately refocusing and strategically working together, real growth will be seen again, which will mean hiring new staff in the school and colleges to retain the students they have and to the recruitment staff. In order to centralize recruitment at the University of Colorado Denver, I believe the Cotter model fits my situation the best because this change will be coming from leadership at the top down. Therefore, the Cotter model speaks to what needs to happen in order for organizational leaders to implement this proposed change.